Hello everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I have a what I'm going to be reading and why video, and my take on why I think romance is making a giant leap in the book reading market. Let's talk about it. So, here's the thing. I had a video idea where I was like, let's talk about the upswing in romance. Let's talk about the upswing in KU and erotica and why all of these books are just flying off the shelves. Why TikTok is hyping all of these romances. Why booktubers are talking about all these romances. Like, why romance? Why now? Obviously, romance is a thing. It's always been a thing and it will always be a thing. But right now I'm hearing it more and more, and I honestly can only attribute it to the fact that you are guaranteed a happy ever after. Most of the time. Even if it's dark and twisted, you know at the end you're pretty much going to get a happy ever after. I can't stress enough how great that is when we're living in times of stress and anxiety. To just know when you go into a book that like things are probably going to work out okay. And the ones that don't, you usually have some warning for. And there's something to be said for picking up a book to escape and knowing that even if there's a little bit of tension or anxiety, things are going to work out. And I think everybody needs that right now. So I don't think I need to make a video on that alone, because I think it's a pretty clear concept. I think it's something that's easy to understand for most people and something that a lot of readers are just looking for right now. When you pick up a fantasy book, sometimes you don't know. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know what kind of trials and tribulations or wars or, battles for rights you're going to run into. And sometimes that can be really anxiety inducing. I personally have not been able to read fantasy that I didn't know already how it was going to go. I've been reading a lot of romance, a lot of contemporary romance, a lot of erotic romance. I've been reading things where I kind of know things are gonna be okay, which has led me to what I'm reading right now, and that is I've kind of made an edict for myself that I need to practice a little bit of self-care, and that self-care is not causing myself undue stress and anxiety in my free time, in my recreation. So what I mean by that is a lot of people turn to shows that they love in times of crisis or stress or anxiety. They'll sit down and watch the entirety of The Friends again, or the entirety of Seinfeld, or the entirety of The Vampire Diaries, or they rewatch Schitt's Creek, which I recommend. It's great. I haven't rewatched it, but I want to. But I'm not a TV person. I'm not a movie person. I understand the concept of kind of just losing yourself in a show or in a story that you know where it's going to go. You know if they're struggling at one point, they're going to get better at this point. You know the beginning, middle, and end, and you don't have to have undue anxiety. It's a very popular thing for a lot of people to do when they're feeling high stress, high anxiety, and uncertainty. I think there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and uncertainty in the world in general. And as somebody who already deals with stress and anxiety and uncertainty, in my general life, adding to that is not something that I'm willing to do. So here I come rom-coms. Here I come erotica. And what I've decided is here I come rereads. My version of rewatching seasons of a show that I love is rereading books that I love. I did not start off BookTube as an annotator, as a tabber, but I am now. So what I ended up doing was rereading some books. I reread Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares. I reread The Hero of Ages, which is the third of the Mistborn series. I then tried to pick up Elantris and it just wasn't working. So I went back to a good old favorite, and I'm rereading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. And I just started, but I'm tabbing and annotating, and then I'm going to read the rest of Becky Chambers. And then after that, who knows what I'm going to read, but I can tell you I will be rereading a lot. There are going to be my comfort reads, so if it's not romance, it will probably be a reread. I have my eyes on a lot of different books that I want to reread, quite frankly. There's just a lot of books that I know I like that will bring me joy, that I don't have to worry about, that I know the twists and turns, and I can just let my mind relax a little bit. And if you're out there doing the same thing, or finding that reading isn't working for you, or it's been really hard to concentrate, or things have just been really difficult, because it's really difficult for a lot of people, then maybe consider giving a reread a try. I know that rereading is something that a lot of people don't do. It's especially something that I was hesitant to do when I was doing BookTube a lot more frequently, because everybody wanted to read the up and coming or the latest, and they wanted to have a thought or an opinion and talk about it. And I understand that, I do, but self-care is important, and there's something really beautiful about rereading a favorite book. I'm leaning into what makes me happy as opposed to anything else at all. That's not to say that new books don't come out that I'm excited about. That's not to say that I'm not still reading arcs. I'm still on NetGalley. I'm still getting arcs of things. But recently, especially more recently, I have decided that I will only read things that I know are going to bring me joy. So that might still include a 5-star prediction that I'm not really sure about, but I'm looking more into reviews beforehand, as long as they're non-spoilery, to make sure the content is something that I can handle. And so yeah, I kind of wanted to film this as a, hey, if you haven't considered it yet, here's why these things are working. Here's why the feel-good stories, or the HEAs, or the romance, or, you know, like people that are like, yes, you want an escape, but no, you don't need more trauma. Yes, you would like to kind of lose yourself in a story, but no, that story does not need to be like trauma porn. So, at least for me, looking at it from that point of view really gave me the permission to just say, I have very limited time to read with as much as I'm writing and as many projects as I have, and I'm certainly not going to spend that time not making the most of that reading time. So be prepared for a lot of rereads. I'm very excited for those rereads. I had thoughts about doing like a reread vlog or a reading vlog. I've had thoughts about doing writing vlogs or just life vlogs, because I do feel like I miss sitting down and talking to you guys. There's only so many hours in a day. It's been hard recently to find the motivation to do much other than what is required of me. So like outside of required tasks, deadlines, and the such, it's been really difficult for me to motivate myself to do much of anything. I don't love the way that makes me feel. I don't love the way that that means a lack of content on the channel. I don't love that it means that I feel like I talk to you guys a lot less. So let me know in a comment down below if you would be interested in more vlog styles, whether it's a weekly vlog about what I'm reading, what I'm writing, how my life is going, you know, kind of stuff. I'm happy to do those because I do miss providing content, but it needs to be content that fits into the things I'm already doing. It needs to be content that fits into the schedule I already have, and that can't really include anymore, you know, I read this person's 5 favorite books, or I read this whole series in one weekend. You know, it's just not something that works for me. I might do a, you know, I reread the Becky Chambers Wayfarer series. Here are my thoughts. I reread Strange to Dreamer of Muse and Nightmares. Here are my thoughts. Let me know. Let me know if that would be of interest to you. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what reads are bringing you joy right now, or television shows are bringing you joy. I know there's a lot of new shows or new seasons and things coming out that a lot of people are excited for. Let me know what makes you happy. My girl sitting here at my feet makes me very happy. She's still a little bit, a little hesitant, so we're still getting to know each other. She's still learning to trust me. This past week was a little rough because I did take her to the vet multiple times, and so we're rebuilding, but I don't pick her up and I don't force her to like come to me or, you know, be where I want her to be or be held. So I will get to a point hopefully where I can show her to you guys, but now is not that time. We did her senior panel. She had her birthday on the 29th of June. She turned 12. She's a sweetheart. We did all of her blood work. We got her vaccines and her chip and all that kind of stuff for her. And my little baby has hyperthyroidism. So now we're starting medications and trying to find a diet that doesn't make her sick to her stomach. But she's worth it, and I love her. And having her has brought me a lot more peace and smiles than I thought it would. I am that person now that says, oh my goodness, my cat, or oh, she did the cutest thing. Like, I never saw myself here, but that's where I am. So one day, hopefully, I can get you guys some footage of her, but right now she's just sleeping next to me. So that is everything for this video. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're practicing self-care. I hope you're being gentle with yourself. Treat yourself to a reread. You deserve it. You deserve that break. Please do like this video and click that little notification bell, subscribe, and I'll see all of you in my next video. Bye, friends.